Okay, hopefully everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, say something in the chat. And we're gonna get started. I know a lot of you are nervous, but right now I think I'm more nervous that this works. So, yeah. Hello, I hear you. Okay, cool. So, I guess, without further ado, we're gonna get started. Hopefully I do the right screen. Okay, no, this is the wrong one. Alright, this is the right one. Well, okay. So, welcome to the Clock Cup group draw, and, this is gonna be really fun. I believe there were over 40 competitors that competed in the qualifying round. And out of those 40, 16 advanced to the group stage. So here we are to decide the group stage of the Clock Cup. All the groups. I will read the description so that everyone is aware of the draw regulations and rules. So here's the draw process. The top 16 competitors who qualified for the group stage of the Clock Cup are put into 4 pots. There are 4 competitors in each pot. Pots are decided based on competitor performance in the qualifier rounds. And we will start with pot 1, which is this angstrom bag right here. So then we will go accordingly to pot 2, pot 3, then pot 4. A competitor's name will be selected from the pot. There will be another box to determine which group they go into, A, B, C, or D. So that is this box right here. So it's labeled red letters, and everything in here, it's A, B, C, and D. Okay. So then after we choose this letter, you see that there are these boxes right here. Inside there are 4 slips. It says the black one says B1, that's automatically reserved for all pot 1 competitors. And then the rest say the letter, we're going to just use B as an example, B2, B3, and B4. This process repeats until all 16 competitors have been assigned. And the lettering is subject to change because of scheduling conflicts. I already know 2 competitors in the same pot have like dates they need to be moved back, so that might change, but the contents of the group themselves will not change. So the people inside your group will be in that group, but the lettering of the group may change. Okay. What is the difference if you get B2 or B3? It's not really that much different. It just tells you when you're doing your match with who. So like, yeah. If I was a competitor, I would not be concerned about that. I'd be more concerned about the group you're actually put into. So, oh boy. All right. We're gonna get started here. Actually, it's the wrong slide. This is pot 1. So these were the best competitors here, at least that competed in the qualifying round. In the first pot, we have Jacob Chambers, Caleb Trelford, Carter Thomas, and Zaid Chitter. I'm sorry. I'm gonna butcher a lot of names here. I just wanna apologize. So, also there's this little like bar thing on the bottom. I'm not even gonna attempt to get rid of that. I was stressing for 5 minutes over this. So, here is the pot. Here are the names. And down here, it will be updated right from my iPad. So, hopefully that works. All right. So, whoops. Wait, okay. Without further ado, I think we've waited enough. We're going to get started. So, let me just open one last thing. I just want to check the chat, make sure nothing is burning into flames. Alright, 1 second. I'm so sorry for stalling here, but I do want to make sure that everything is okay. I should have, okay. Clock Cup YouTube. All right. Hello. Okay. So, we're gonna get pot 1 here. I drew all these names this morning, I believe. So they are in these paper slips right here. I'm not gonna open them. I'm going to put them into this box. Wow, this is already killing me myself, man. Alright. And then we have the letters here. Okay. So we are gonna get started. I'm standing up for this. Let's draw the first competitor here. These boxes get custom made. No, these are game boxes. So, alright, I'm just gonna roll it 5 times. Give it a shake. Alright. So, our first competitor here. We have Jacob Chambers. Right now. Okay. Right now we're gonna decide which letter he will be placed into. I just want to make sure I have this. Okay. So we have Jacob Chambers. He will be placed into letter D. So he will be placed into Group D. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna get a box here to decide his placement. So that is letter D. And we're going to choose this one here, which automatically should say D1. So there you have it, folks. Jacob Chambers in position D1 in Group D. If this goes right, you should be able to see it right around now. So, there we go. Jacob Chambers, Group D. Alright. We're going to move on to the next qualifier here. The next competitor is Carter Thomas. Carter Thomas, NAR single holder, and yeah, we're gonna see what letter he goes into. He will not be going into Group D. He will be placed into Group B. Okay, I will say that the lettering may change, but as I said before, the contents of the group will not change. Alright, and we are going to confirm the Group B's placement of, hopefully, if I didn't screw this up, B1, right there. Okay, so, and if I should have, you should hopefully see the update right about now. Yep, there we go. Group B. I will also delete this. There we go. So that is our 2 competitors here, Jacob Chambers and Carter Thomas. Let's move on to the next qualifier. our next qualifier will be Zaid. Okay, so he was a former OCR holder, I believe, and also former Australian national record holder for clock. All right. He was also in the 4th seed. All right, let's see what letters we placed into. He will be placed into Group A. Okay, so Zayd will be placed into Group A. I already see a little bit of a scheduling constraint here, so we are going to probably have to shift around groups a little bit. But in terms of, again, as I said before, in terms of the contents of the group, those will not be changed. So that is Zayd in Group A. So we're going to put him there. And let's just confirm his placement of his placement here. A1. Okay. So A1. And hopefully, let's see, I will update that on the sheet, so you should see it in just a little bit. Bear with me. Should see it right about now. So hopefully that's good. And okay, so obviously I'm just gonna speed run through this. We're gonna go through our you know what? We already knew Caleb was gonna be in Group C. So let's just say Caleb was in Group C. It's the only possible way. I'm just gonna pull out Caleb's name here. I'm gonna do Caleb in Group C. Let's see what placement he gets into. This one's really hard to open. He will be placed into position C1. Okay. So Caleb Trelford has been placed into position C1. I am going to show that. And it should be updated in just a bit. Okay. So, here are the results so far. In Group A, we have Zayd. In Group B, we have Carter Thomas. In Group C, we have none other than Caleb. And in Group D, we have also world record holder Jacob Chambers. All right. So that is that for pot 1. So we will now be moving on to pot 2. So this is where it gets interesting, folks. This is where we have matchups here. So hopefully it's going to be fun. In pot 2, we have none other than Carrie Creech, Conan Moe, Vishwa Sankar, and Reed W. Richardson. If I mispronounce your name, I apologize once again. So that is pot 2. I will now open the pot 2, and I will also open in this qualifier box. This is actually pot 3. I am sorry. Should be pot B. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. So, let's just get right to it. starting off pot 2, we have... Oh, that's 2. We have none other than Vishwa. Okay, we have Vishwa starting off our pot 2. Let's see what group they will be going into. They will be going into none other than Group A. Vishwa will be facing off Zaid in Group A. Alright. So that is our first group placement for our pot 2 competitors. Let's go into see which placement they will be in. They will be in position A3. So Vishwa has been placed in position A3 with Zaid in Group A. I will be updating that right now. Alright, so there we go. This is getting exciting. Alright, let's move on to our next qualifier. We have Carrie, Conan, and Reed left. Alright, our next qualifier. Reed W. Richardson. Wow, this is a crowd favorite among a lot of people, more specifically Caleb and Ryan, and also Joshua. Okay. So, we're gonna move on to our letters here. Let's see what group he will be placed into. He will be placed into none other than Group B with Carter Thomas. So we have Carter Thomas versus Reed W. Richardson in Group B. Alright. Let's see what placement he will go into. He will be going into position. Oh, that's 2, sorry. He'll be going into position Can we have Luke at Group B? We'll be going to position B2. So the first match of Group B will be between Carter Thomas and Reed W. Richardson. That is going to be a match, to say the least. Alright. So I will update that right now on my sheet here. So we have Reed W. Richardson in position B2 in Group B against Carter Thomas. So Reed W. Richardson. You should see that on your screen right now. Okay. So, let's move on to our third qualifier here. This is going to decide the fates of 2 people, if you think about it. You will be placed, or they will be, none other than Conan Mo. Okay. So that is one of our matchups here. Let's see what group they will be going into. They will be going into group Group C against Caleb Trelford. So, Conan Mo will be going against Caleb Trelford in Group C. Okay. I will use Group C here to determine Conan's placement. Conan will be going into position none other than C3. So, C3 for you. Okay. So, Conan will be going into position C3. I will update that on your screen, and you should see that update right about now. Alright, this is going to be very interesting. I think you can already tell who's going to be our last qualifier here. Okay, so we have Carrie as our last qualifier here. I'm going to see what letter he goes into. He'll be going into Group D. And he will be going into position. See the position here. Be going into position D4. Okay. Be going into position D4. Let's see. So Carrie Creech will be going into position D4. I will update that right on your screen right about now. Alright, so to round off what happened in Pot 2, Zaid will be... Vishla has been added to Group A. So Group A now consists of Zaid and Vishla. Reed has been added to Group B. So Group B consists of Carter Thomas and Reed W. Richardson. In Group C, Conan was added. So Group C will be consistent of Caleb and Conan. And Group D, Carrie Creech was added. So that group will consist of Carrie and Creech. Or no, Carrie and Creech. Jacob and Creech. I'm so sorry. Okay. Alright. So, alright. I will now move on to Pot 3 here. So, right now, in Pot 3, we have Martin Suin, Brendan Dunnigan, Ryan Breen, and Cameron Miller. Even though this is Pot 3, I would personally not underestimate this group. This group is probably one of the most interesting groups of the tournament, if I ask Carrie Creech. I love this chat so far. Alright. So, without further ado, I'm going to put all the letters back into this position. Alright. And I will open Pot 3. Okay. I'm not going to open these, obviously. I'm going to put them in here. Alright. So, let's begin. Here we go. So let's start off our first qualifier of Pot 3. Our first qualifier here is none other than Ryan Breen in let's see what group he goes into. He will be going into none other than Group A. Ryan Breen will be going into Group A against Zaid and Vishwa. Okay, let's see what position he will be going into. He will be going into position. This is our position here. A2. So I believe we have the first matchup, or that might be the first matchup, depending on scheduling. It will be between Zaid and Ryan Michael Breen. That is going to be beautiful. I already heard it get. I already hear it get ready to lose. This is I am amazed. Okay. So we have Ryan Breen in Group A with Zaid and Vishwa. Here is that so far, and your screen should be updated now. Alright, cool. We're gonna move on to our next qualifier. We have Martin Suin. Okay. This is going to be... A lot of people weren't expecting him to compete, but that is certainly been proven wrong. He's the former world record holder for clock single, and I believe he currently still holds NRs for clock in his country of Hong Kong. Alright. So... let's decide the letters here. I just want to make sure I read this right. Yep, okay. He will be placed into Group D. So far, a lot of people have been nicknaming Group D as the Group of Death. Let's see what happens with that. So Martin Suin will be placed into Group D. We're going to decide the placement here. Ming Chi still has ASR. No, Yun Hao probably still has probably has ASR. Okay. Group D. He will be placed into none other than position D2. Alright, so it's going to be Europe versus Asia, I believe. That's going to be the first Group D match. So... alright, you should see the updated results on your screen in just a bit. And there you have it. Okay, so this is going to be... alright, exciting. Let's move on to the next qualifier. Where is the next qualifier? This is going to decide two fates here. I'm really scared to open this. We have Brendan Dunnigan. Brendan Dunnigan. Group something. It's either B or C at this point. Brendan Dunnigan is a former NAR holder for clock. I believe Western, not Western champion. Actually, maybe. But he is amazing at his event, and also a lot of people consider him a top contender for this Clock Cup. Alright, we're going to move on to the letters here. Will be placed into none other than... Let's see it. Let's see what letter he's placed into. Group B. Brendan Dunnigan will be placed into Group B with Carter Thomas and Reed W. Richardson. Oh, wow. Okay. Alright. Group B. Let's see what placement Brendan will go into. Brendan will go into placement, none other than placement B4. So Brendan will be placed into placement B4. Okay. So that is that for that group. So, well, no, that's not that is that, but that is that for Brendan Dunnigan. And that is okay. So you should see that update on your screen now. And our last qualifier here is Cameron Miller. We're gonna see how this goes. So, Cameron Miller. Okay, nothing too unexpected. Letter C. I hope you can see that on your screen. Actually, I have not been checking. And let's see what position he goes into. Going into position. C4. So, Cameron has been placed into position C4. I'm going to update that on the sheet here. And you will see that on your screens in just a bit. Alright. So that should be updated about now. You know, I just realized that everyone in Group C has C in their as their first name. That is as their first initial, I should say. That is pretty incredible. Also, I guess not a lot of chance. I mean, actually, no. It is pretty improbable now that I think about it. All right. So here are the pot 3 results. So Ryan was added to Group A. So Group A now consists of Zaid, Ryan, and Vishla. Brendan was added to Group B. So Group B will now consist of Carter, Reed, and Brendan. Group C, Cameron Miller was added. So Group C will now consist of Caleb, Conan, and Cameron. And Group D, Martin Suin was added. So Group D will now consist of Jacob, Suin, and Carrie. All right. So, let's move on to our final pot here. Pot 4. Pot 4 was our last qualifying competitors. But do not underestimate them. They have been this has been probably one of this tournament's very competitive. I can see almost anyone in here actually getting really far into at least the bracket stage or even the group stage. So, okay. We're going to move on to our final pot, pot 4. This is pot 4 right here. I'm going to make sure there's 4 in here. There's 4. Yeah, scary for a second. It's 4. I'm not going to open them. Wait, did I update it? No, I did not update it. Okay, so there it should be updated. Alright. I'll put them into this box. And we're gonna have some fun here. Pot 4, everyone. Let's see who will be first drawn out of pot 4. Oh, if you want me to introduce the competitors, by the way, it is Anders, Oliver, Joshua, and Luke Garrett. And yes, that is the real Luke Garrett. He got good at clock for some reason. Okay. So, here we go. We have Oliver as our first group, not group, pot 4 qualifier here. And let's see what letter he'll go into. Going into letter D. Alright, so that is Group D. Alright. Let's see what position we're going into. So, as you can see, there's only one in here. We're going into position. Thought it was a fake Luke Garrett. Position D3. Alright, and that settles it. Luke Garrett, or not Luke Garrett. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna write it on my tablet here. So that is Oliver in Group D. I should probably make some water here. Okay. So that solidifies Group D here. So the Group D you see on here is the Group D that will remain on your screens. Okay. So, alright. Here we go. We're going to move on to the next qualifier. Next qualifier is Joshua Marriott. Okay, a lot of people were surprised by his pot 4 finish, but nonetheless, he is being placed into this clock cup. Even though he is in pot 4, a lot of people are considering that he has higher potential. Okay. We're going to choose a letter here. We will be going into none other than letter C. Joshua Marriott will be going into letter C with Caleb Trelford, Conan, and Cameron. So, okay. We're going to confirm his placement here. Be placed into. Wow. That was a lot. Placed into position C2. And there you have Group C for the Clock Cup. Alright, we have 2 more groups to go. So, 2 more groups that need to be solidified. Okay. We got this. I believe that was not important. Okay. So, our next qualifier here. We have none other than Anders. Okay, so he is a no-flip user and also is from Norway. So basically, this will determine the fate of Anders and also Luke, I believe. Wait, let me also update this on your end. I apologize for not doing that earlier. Okay, there we go. Hopefully I didn't misspell anything. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright. Let's see what letter we're going into. This will decide the rest of the Clock Cup groups, and also will finalize all of the Clock Cup groups. Group B. Alright, Anders will be placed into Group B. Okay. Alright. So, we're going to confirm his placement here. He'll be placed into position B3. Okay. This will be placed in position B3. That solidifies Group B. One second. So, alright. I will update that on your end. So, we have last, but certainly not least, our last qualifier here that needs to be placed in the Clock Cup. We have Luke Garrett. Luke Garrett will be placed into none other than Group A. And finally, and confirm his placement here, will be placed into none other than position A4. Okay, so there you have it, folks. And I believe that is all we have for today. I know a lot of people are happy with this, and I know a lot of people who aren't happy with this. So far, here is how the Clock Cup groups are going to work. In Group A, we have Zaid, Ryan, Vishla, and Luke. In Group B, we have Carter Thomas, Reed W. Richardson, Anders, and Brendan Dunnigan. In Group C, we have Caleb, Joshua, Conan, and Cameron. And in Group D, we have Jacob, Martin, Oliver, and Carrie. Okay. This is going to be one exciting tournament. I wish everyone in the chat and everyone competing in the Clock Cup the best of luck. We're going to try to shoot for a match within hopefully the next 48 hours. If not, we'll probably work something out. And yeah. All right. That is all we have for today. I will see you hopefully some other time. And I will also be commentating Clock Cup 2. I will also be hosting it on this channel. I'm going to also be joined by a couple other my fellow commentators too. So, yeah. Here are the groups. And they'll be also posted on the website pretty shortly. Alright, Happy New Year, everyone. Stay safe. And hope you have a good rest of your 2022. And cheers to hopefully a great 2023.